What's up, everyone? It's a new week, so that means it's a new episode with humorous content focusing on my life, and that's the truth. You got it right. You're watching Fun and James. So hear me out. In the past few weeks, a lot of people have been creative with how they pass their time. Some people joined workshops or online classes. Some people found a new hobby like cooking, sketching, baking, even vlogging. Make sure to subscribe. Others took time to sell stuff online. It's pretty amazing how people come up with different ways to adapt with what's happening. You gain a lot from these things. A new skill, a new hobby, something that gives you peace of mind. You can even gain income. These are just some of the things that you can gain from all that. But in my case, there's something else that I've gained. Wait. But it doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing, right? So I put on a few pounds. It's not like it's the first time that happened. With all the things that's happening, it's just natural. It's like a cycle, you know. You gain weight, then you lose weight, then you gain weight, then you lose weight. Over and over and over and over.
A few moments later.
And over again. You can even say it's like a roller coaster ride, you know, with the ups and downs. In fact, I've been on the receiving end of both insults and compliments. They say, "Tabong no! Uy, payat! Takaw kasi! Uy, fit! Looking good! Laki natin ah!" I've heard pretty much everything. But what I want to focus on is not about what people see. What I want to focus on is the process of losing weight and how that affects the person. I want to see things from a different perspective, more than just what people actually see. I want to talk about the process. I want to give a different view. You can say I want to give my 3D perspective on what it is like, you know, in the process of losing weight. But wait, before we begin, let me just remind you that I am not a doctor or a licensed professional. What I'm about to say are just some of my opinions based on my experiences and based on how I know my body. With that said, now let's focus on a different perspective, the 3D factor that affects my weight. One, diet. Contrary to popular belief, doing all kinds of exercises from weights, running, cycling, swimming, and all other physical activities is very helpful in losing weight. But the thing is, even if you live an active lifestyle, it doesn't mean anything if you eat the wrong kind of things. Actually, the difference the body makes is focused on 80% nutrition and 20% based on your activities. So even if you be active like the full 20%, 80% is still important. And if you eat like 80% junk food or the wrong kinds of things, you'll still gain weight. It's all a matter of what you're eating. I remember back when I lost so much weight, I was very conscious with what I ate. There were certain portions that I had to focus on, and there are certain diets. Like for example, I don't eat pork, I don't eat beef. It was always chicken or fish and just a cup of rice. But now that I gained weight, all I've been eating sometimes to pass the time, sadly, is junk food. So I eat chips, I even eat bread or make my own sandwiches when I just feel bored and I just need something to do. Not a great idea. That's a big factor when it comes to gaining weight or losing weight. Majority of what happens in our body is based on what we eat, even without that much exercise. It's really the amount of nutrition or the diet that you eat. Again, a point to remember is all of us have different kinds of body types. I'm sure you have friends who eat a lot but don't look like they're gaining weight.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
But that doesn't mean that they're healthy. They're affected by the things that you don't see with the naked eye. In fact, I know of some people who look big but are actually pretty healthy. Again, we all have different body types, and what you see is not necessarily a reflection of how healthy the person is. And that's one thing that we forget. Don't judge a book by its cover. Diet is a big factor when it comes to your weight. 2. Disposition. Sweet disposition. How your mood is actually affects your weight as well. I realized this by looking back on my life. The time that I lost the biggest weight was also the time that I was going through the biggest struggle. I didn't know if I was in the right career path, how I could balance work and play, keeping in touch with my family since they were far away. There were a lot of things. And a lot of things were boggling in my head, and that affected my disposition. I didn't feel the need to eat as much. I didn't feel the need to go out as much. I was going through different challenges every day, struggling to push myself to do things. I was lethargic. I was at a low. Borderline crisis. It's pretty ironic. At that time that I was going through those challenges, a lot of people were complimenting me by how good I looked based on what they saw. I looked good based on people's standards, but obviously I didn't feel as good. So that affected my weight drastically. So again, just because that person looks good doesn't mean that it's a good thing. 3. Drive. This for me is the biggest factor in what affects my weight. What is it that you're focusing on? What's your purpose? What is your why? When you feel like you don't have a purpose, things seem pointless. It gets harder for me to actually do things. It gets harder to find your direction. It's hard to live day by day, not knowing what's going to happen next, not knowing what you want to do. It's basically a life without meaning, and that sucks, you know. It just feels like everything's out of control and there's nothing I can hold on to. And that can drive people crazy, you know, not understanding what it is they're living for and what it is they want to accomplish. You lose motivation, you lose the fervor to actually do something. And it is in those moments that you go through extremes. If either you lose weight because you don't feel like doing things, or you gain so much weight because to find answers you need to preoccupy yourself by eating. And again, it goes back to diet, then goes back to disposition. They're all interconnected, and these things tie in and affect my life and my weight loss / gain journey. Hopefully my 3D perspective teaches you something. Sensitivity. Yes, sensitivity. You really have to understand that everyone's going through a different struggle with their weight loss or their weight gain. Some people are trying to gain so much weight, and you complimenting them by saying, "Uy, ang payat-payat mo," is actually very hurtful for them because they've been trying their best to gain. Or on the other hand, tell another person, "Taba-taba na natin ah." It's not helping. There are so many factors that we can't control, but the thing that we can control is what we say to one another. And that is why sensitivity is very important. On another hand, I also want to focus on sustainability. In order to have a success journey in weight loss or in weight gain, you need to constantly have that sustainable development within you. You need to have that discipline, you need to have that mindset, you need to have that support system that will really push you to achieve that goal. And that takes time, and that takes effort, and there's no quick way to go about it. You have to put in the work, and you have to put in the dedication to achieve it. You have to know pain in order for you to know gain. And really applies, not just to weight loss or weight gain, but to life as well. And hopefully, sharing these insights with you make you more sensitive about the things that we say to other people when it comes to their weight or how they look. It's a struggle and it's hard, but so long as we try and so long as we keep going at it, that's what's important. What's actually nice is you learn more about yourself in that journey. You learn what your body can do and what it can't do. You learn your strengths. You learn different opportunities that you can focus on in order to be more successful with your diet and the things that you want to do. It's a great way to learn to know yourself and at the same time love yourself. Points to ponder. Whew. Feeling heavy? Let's lighten the load. Name one thing that you find beautiful about yourself, regardless of like how you weigh or whatever, and leave a comment below on what it is. Thanks for tuning in. I hope that this episode helps you figure something more about yourself and make you love yourself even more. Make sure to subscribe so you can be updated with more of my weekly shenanigans. Till then, see you next time for more fun and James.